In the heart of a bustling city, where the sound of traffic intertwined with the constant hum of urban life, there stood a humble yet remarkable martial arts dojo. Its walls radiated discipline and devotion, reflecting years of dedication. Yet its true spirit was far more profound, deeply rooted in the philosophies of a legendary figure, Bruce Lee. At the helm of this dojo was Master Lee, a seasoned martial artist and a devout follower of Bruce Lee's revolutionary martial philosophy, Jeet Kune. For Master Lee, Jeet Kune wasn't simply a fighting technique or method of combat. It was a way of living. Its principle of adaptability, flowing like water in the face of any obstacle, resonated through every fiber of his being. This approach extended beyond just physical movements. It encompassed life's challenges and the rhythm of existence itself. One fresh autumn morning, a young man named Michael stepped through the doors of the dojo for the first time. His eyes gleamed with anticipation and eagerness to learn. Michael had always been fascinated by martial arts, but now he felt a calling to immerse himself in something deeper. Sensing this hunger for growth and knowledge, Master Lee welcomed him with open arms and a knowing smile. He could see potential in Michael, the spark of passion that had the potential to ignite greatness. As days turned into weeks and weeks into months, Michael committed himself fully to the teachings of Jeet Kune. Every day he trained hard, sharpening both his physical abilities and his mental clarity. He took to heart the wisdom that had been passed down through generations, from Bruce Lee himself to Master Lee, and now to him. However, despite his best efforts, Michael found himself struggling. He fixated too much on technique, on perfection, and failed to grasp the essence of the art. Jeet Kune was about fluidity, about letting go and adapting to each moment, but Michael's rigid focus on form and structure kept him from truly embracing the flow. Master Lee observed Michael's difficulties with patience. He knew that true understanding could not be forced upon someone. It had to come from within, a realization that blossomed in its own time. He saw that Michael's potential was immense, but it was locked away, restrained by his own need for control. Determined to guide Michael past this barrier, Master Lee devised a plan. One cool, crisp day, Master Lee invited Michael to join him outside the dojo. They went to a nearby park, a serene place where nature spoke in whispers, the wind rustling through the trees, the sunlight filtering through leaves and casting playful shadows on the ground. There, surrounded by the beauty and tranquility of the natural world, Master Lee began to teach Michael a lesson that would change his life. "Empty your mind," Master Lee instructed softly, his voice carrying the wisdom of countless teachings. "Let go of your preconceived notions, your fears, your doubts. Be like water, my student. Flow with life, adapt to its rhythms effortlessly." As he spoke, Master Lee moved gracefully, his every motion flowing from one to the next like a river, smooth and unbroken. He demonstrated how Jeet Kune was not about rigid techniques but rather about adaptability, the ability to seamlessly transition from defense to offense, from stillness to movement. In that moment, something shifted within Michael. As he watched his master move, he began to release the tension he had unknowingly held onto for so long. He felt the constraints of his mind, his desire for control, his fixation on precision, begin to dissolve. Slowly, he began to move too, his body responding to the rhythm of nature, to the pulse of life itself. He wasn't just practicing techniques anymore. He was embodying the philosophy of Jeet Kune, living it. For the first time, Michael felt truly free. The rigidity that had held him back was gone, replaced by a deep sense of liberation. He understood now that Jeet Kune was not something to be mastered through force or willpower. It was a way of being, of existing in harmony with the world around you and within yourself. The shackles of limitation had fallen away, leaving behind a clarity and strength Michael had never known before. From that day on, Michael's approach to his training and to life shifted entirely. Jeet Kune was no longer just a series of movements or techniques. It was a philosophy that touched every part of his existence. He embraced its principle of adaptability, learning to go with the flow and navigate the ever-changing currents of life with ease. He no longer sought to dominate or control his circumstances. Instead, he learned to move with them, to adapt, to transform obstacles into opportunities. In every challenge he faced, he remembered Master Li's words, "Be like water." And like water, Michael found that he could shape himself to fit any container, overcome any barrier, and find his way through even the most difficult of paths. Standing in the park once again, as the golden light of the setting sun bathed everything in warmth, Michael reflected on how far he had come. Surrounded by the beauty of nature and the wisdom of his master, he felt a deep gratitude for the journey that had brought him to this point. He had discovered not just the art of Jeet Kune Do, but a deeper understanding of life itself. He had learned to let go, to flow, and in doing so, he had unlocked a strength he never knew he possessed. From that moment on, Michael continued his journey, not as a student seeking perfection, but as a practitioner of life's flow. And with every step, he carried the teachings of Bruce Lee and Master Li with him, a reminder that true mastery lies not in control, but in the ability to adapt, to move, and to live with grace. To live with.